And there are kids leave public schools and go straight to Harvard, go straight to Yale, and they do well. But the comparison though is when we look at who's sitting in the classroom. Look where these kids live. Look where they come from. The father has a PhD. The father's a medical doctor. The mother's a school teacher. The mother's a nurse. They live, in a 6-bedroom house. This kid's been having tutoring and special classes since he was 2 years old. You can't compare those kids to the kids who arrive on the bus. The parent, we ask, where's your mother? They tell you that they don't know where's your father. They don't know. Quite often the father's in prison. We have some children down there, the mother and father are in prison. These aunts and uncles, and they get tired at some point. We had one boy was sleeping outside his aunt's apartment. For some reason, she wouldn't let him sleep inside, but she made him a pallet or something under the stairwell. That's where he was living. Now, can you imagine how crushing that must be? Your child has gone to school diligently for 12 years, passed all the courses, A, B honor roll, and now he or she is told you have to have remedial education. Come to court and will just make the flat-out statement, Judge, he refuses to attend school. I can't make him go to school. I can't make him. We have fathers come to court. Judge, he just will not attend school. I tell him to get out of bed, but these boys, once they get a certain size, you can't wrestle with them. But the important thing to remember is this old thing you keep coming back to, values. What are your values? If your values don't include productive, law-abiding living, if your values don't include education, it doesn't matter whether you have a mother or a father in the home. You mentioned, caring. Your mother can love you, but if she doesn't care anything about education, she's not going to make you sit at this table and study. And you had the teacher had a regular classroom. This group of the students came in, and this group of girls just each took a chair and they formed a circle. The teacher didn't say anything. They just formed a circle in the corner and they sat down. Half of them had their back to the teacher and to me, and they commenced to talking. And I'm standing here looking at this, and I'm waiting for the teacher to say something or do something. I said, no, I'm not going to talk while they're talking. I'm not going to talk while their back is turned to me. Apparently, she allows them to do this. We had another one where, as I mentioned about listening to the music. Children sit there and thumb through their smartphones. How do you learn anything if you're not focused on the lesson? And why? If you're not striving to make an A in this class, why are you there? It doesn't matter if most of the children are well-behaved. You can have 300 kids, well-behaved, energetic, doing what they want to do, but you got 15 guys who are going to come in and fight every day. And with this problem with these certified gang members, if you have 15 guys fighting and they're members of gangs, you have to understand that fight is not over. And when will they resume this fight? Now, these kind of things that shouldn't even be discussed about a school. You shouldn't have gang members in schools. And you have a system where the problem with the different gangs have different hairstyles and all this kind of stuff. They dress differently. And why do we as a society have to tolerate this? Where did we get the notion that you have the right to dress any way you want to when you come to school? I don't really care about what you wear on the streets, but if that hairstyle means you're a member of this gang, and that hairstyle means you're a member of that gang, people need to know that.